Some Trey Smith to the Bears rumors are ramping up as Senior Bowl week is upon us. This type of chatter starts here. So coming up, could Trey Smith be a Chicago Bear? Let's talk about it. I'm Harrison Graham. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. Hope everybody is having a fantastic week. Latest ESPN reporting suggests that Chicago is a team to watch for Trey Smith's services, the impending free agent with the Kansas City Chiefs. He, of course, is trying to win a third straight Super Bowl. But here's Jeremy Fowler saying, quote, "Some inside the league are watching Chicago here. General manager Ryan Poles, who needs to drastically improve his interior offensive line for new coach Ben Johnson, was in Kansas City when the Chiefs drafted Smith. Several teams have him as the top overall free agent." And I think that last sentence is significant, saying that several teams have it. Well, yeah, I would expect that teams are going to go after him. But what's the only team he specifically mentioned? That is the Bears. That tells me that there's chatter around this, that the Bears are going to likely make a push to land the top free agent interior offensive lineman in Trey Smith and arguably the top overall free agent in this free agency period. If he does hit the market, because remember, the Chiefs could opt to extend him before free agency begins, which I wouldn't completely dismiss that, although they can't pay everyone. The Bears need to go all in here. They need to do everything they can to secure Trey Smith if he does hit unrestricted free agency. Because the Bears, let's face it, outside of Darnell Wright, they have a lot of work to do here. Did Matt Pryor show some decent things? Could be a backup? Yeah. Is Coleman Shelton the worst center in the league? No, but you'd like to upgrade there. Tevin Jenkins, I love the guy, but he's always hurt. I can live with Braxton Jones for another year if you need to go that route, but that interior, at minimum, two of those three faces need to change, I would say. And if you get Trey Smith, it's one of the best guards in the league, probably still ascending as a player in the prime of his career. You need an overhaul here. You absolutely need an overhaul. And the beauty of Trey Smith, too, is he plays right guard. He could probably play left if you needed him to. But think about a Trey Smith, Darnell Wright, right side of your offensive line. I mean, imagine getting a running back on day 2 of the draft, and even with DeAndre Swift running behind those two. I mean, you could have a lot of success doing that if you are Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears. So I like the potential of that as well. So I'm all in here. I think Trey Smith is the best free agent available, especially for the Bears. You could argue like T. Higgins, but the Bears aren't going to be in on T. Higgins, nor should they be. Trey Smith is that guy, and it's time to go take a swing here. If you are all in on Trey Smith, pin comment on today's video. Spam me in the comments down below if you want to get the Chiefs right guard. You look at his career here, and remember, and Fowler had the note, Ryan Poles was on that staff, Trey Smith had a heart issue coming out of college, and some teams took him off their board completely. Chiefs drafted him all the way in the 6th round. He was supposed to be a 2nd, 3rd round pick, but due to that, scared some teams off. He's had no issues in the NFL, at least that we know of publicly. Obviously, they'll do a medical check like they do with every player, but assuming that's all good to go, he started from day 1 as a 6th-round pick, and all he's done is get better and better and better each and every year. This year was his most complete year of his career, allowed 0 sacks, has only given up 8 in his 4-year career. Like, are we going to put him in the Hall of Fame currently? Probably not. I think he could get there. I think a Hall of Fame career could be on the table here. But he is a very, 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 very good guard. Like, he's a top 10 guard in this league. Some would say top 5. And players like that don't hit free agency often. So if he does, get the pocketbooks out, get the checkbook out, George McCaskey, and let Ryan Poles go to work. And that's where we'll go next when we come back after we talk about our sponsor here. How much will Trey Smith cost? Obviously, when a player like this hits free agency, there's going to be several teams interested. You could enter a bit of a bidding war, so we'll kind of examine what that could look like coming up next here on Chicago Bears Now. But do want to show some love to our sponsor, Game Time. Tons of sports going on right now. You got college basketball. You got the big game coming up in a couple of weeks. NBA, obviously NHL, Major League Baseball just around the corner. College baseball, if you're a college baseball fan, starts next month. Get your tickets to all of your favorite sporting events and teams right now and use the feature Game Time Picks to find the best seats available. It's going to filter out the fluff of thousands of tickets, so you're not stuck scrolling for several minutes and hours to try and figure out the best tickets within your price range. It'll narrow down your search and help you get those tickets in a timely manner. Also, you can toggle on all-in pricing. That way you're not surprised at checkout with any additional fees, etc. Views from the seats and a whole lot more. Plus, how about this for you Chicagoans? Disney on Ice. The 30th, they're coming to the United Center. You can get in for like $50 right now if you want to take your kids out for a fun night. Go check that out at the UC. Tons of other events, concerts, comedy shows, etc. Wherever you live, you got to get your tickets with Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. So download the Game Time app today. Use promo code CHATSPORTS, all one word, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off your first purchase only. Terms do apply. We have a link in the comments and in the description to download the app today. Okay, when you talk about what Trey Smith is going to make, you look at the highest paid guards in the league. By the way, Zach Martin, a free agent as well, but so is Brandon Scherf. I think they would cost less, but Martin could retire. We'll see what Scherf does. We'll have to wait and see. But you look at the Landon Dickerson, Chris Lindstrom, Quentin Nelson, Robert Hunt last year, who I think Trey Smith is a better player than. You could argue Dickerson and Lindstrom are better than Smith, but I think Smith is close enough to those guys. He's going to want to reset the market. And even if you're not the best, if you're top 5, you're likely going to do that. And it only takes two teams to drive that price up, right? Offensive linemen, there's a shortage in the NFL. There will be several teams in on Trey Smith. So to me, you're going to have to reset the market here. I look at a contract projection from yours truly here. I think 5 for 110 is what you're looking at. $22 million per year. He resets the market. Most guaranteed money ever for a guard is $60 million. Make it $70. Is it a lot of money? Yeah. Could you even argue it's a little bit of an overpay? Yeah. Welcome to free agency. Like Ryan Poles, I give him a lot of credit for not, going too crazy with his spending. He's remained cap flexible. It's time to take a swing on a top guy and get that top guy, though. Like, you're in a position, new head coach, he wants to run the football. You got to protect your quarterback. If Trey Smith hits the market, you need to be prepared to win a bidding war. Just bottom line, it's time to do that. No more getting the B- free agent because you want to save some money. Obviously, certain times you want to do that. Offensive line's a premier position. You've got to protect Caleb Williams. You get Trey Smith in here, even if it's an overpay. To me, it's absolutely worth it. Rock solid dude, rock solid player who I still think is improving. Will the Bears sign Trey Smith? What say you? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Give us your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you want to throw your contract ideas in there, go ahead and do just that. Okay, before we get out of here, the Bears could be targeting Notre Dame's offensive line coach, Joe Rudolph, as obviously they were connected to Marcus Freeman as well. So maybe there's a connection here to Joe Rudolph. We talked about Dan Ruchar the other day, but Nate Tice of Yahoo Sports mentioned on a podcast that he's someone they either have interviewed or are going to, and he's been strictly in the college game. But here's what I like. He was at Wisconsin for a long time, and what has Wisconsin over the last 10 or 15 years been mostly known for? I would say 2 positions. Offensive line, running back. They've had a lot of offensive linemen. He's now at Notre Dame as their O-line coach, 21 years of experience overall. But you look at this tweet from Nolan on Twitter. Nolan, if you're watching for whatever reason, kudos to you. A lot of good information here. But he notes that when he was at Wisconsin from 2015 to 21, proven developer, 9 All-Americans, 5 first-team selections, 9 first-team All-Big Ten selections, Remington Award winner Tyler Biadasz, who has had a good career, first with the Cowboys, now with the Commanders, 6 offensive linemen drafted. So even though he hasn't coached at the NFL level, he seems like a proven offensive line coach. So add him to the mix. We'll see where this goes. This is a critical hire. We know that. You got to get a high-level offensive line coach in here. Seems like this guy has the credentials, at least at the college level. I don't know how big of a transition from being a college O-line coach to NFL O-line coach. I don't think it would be drastically different. But, you're working in a professional building with professional athletes who have been paid and have families and all that stuff. So there's obviously a different vibe to it, but it seems like he could be in the mix for Chicago as well. Okay, that's going to do it for Chicago Bears Now. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We will be back later this afternoon. How exciting would it be if the Bears got Trey Smith? we'll obviously continue to monitor that situation. We'll see you guys this afternoon. Bear down.